day. As you can see, getting to that basket, man. I'm telling you, I'm putting the whole Easter basket, not full of eggs, full of money. But right now, I'm gonna get on into this video. It's Maylay all day. Check me out. Coming from the heart, man. It feels weird to really be honest and speak about things that you're going through, because people might laugh, or you feel like you're showing weakness, but it's really the human condition, man. It's things that we all go through but don't want to admit. And I feel strong enough to admit, that I love my woman and it didn't work. And whether it's my fault or she don't love me no more, none of that's really important. What's important is that as I go through whatever I'm going through, I share with the people so they know, damn, man, somebody else going through it, how they deal with it. If they can get over it, I can get over it. If they can get through it, I can get through it. Man, I just want to help people. And really, what I really want to do is just be a good dude, man. Like, be a good dude. That's all I'm really trying to do. And Aquarius mindset says some powerful things to me, man. Sometimes, I trip. I'm human. I know that for a time in my life, I felt like I had to be perfect, or it was a problem and I couldn't be accepted. If you with somebody and you feel like you're doing a lot, but the minute you do something wrong, it's like they jump on you, they can't stand you, and then they really don't love you. They really don't care about you, because love is unconditional, real love. And they will love you in spite of your mistakes. And if they don't love you no more, that's okay. That's okay, because if you truly was loving them and you was a good person, it's probably going to be their loss. And maybe they won't even realize it. And so what? If they don't care, or none of that matters, man. You just live your life. And that's what I'm doing, man. And instead of being trippy or fuck bitches ain't shit and all that, man, I know deep in my heart that, where I went wrong and the things that I did to contribute to falling apart. And a lot of times people don't want to admit that or accept that, what they did. Maybe it was only one thing, but some things you can't come back from, But I learned a lot of lessons. And I'm going to take them with me. Because one thing about Maylay, anybody that knows me, they know I'm smart. I'm a smart guy. So I'm learning from everything. All the mistakes that I ever made in my life are powerful, because I've learned from them. Some I repeated, and most of them I haven't. But right now, I'm in a good space. I'm in a good place. Although I'm running late for work, even that though, I ain't tripping, man. I was tripping like, oh God, I'm late. What am I gonna do? Something, they gonna fire me? They gonna da-da-da-da-da. Nah, man. When you living with God in your heart, I understand now what they say when they say no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You can't lose if you got God, because everything happens for a reason. So whatever it is, God got me. So I'm not even going to trip, man. There was a time I didn't have $1, not one, and didn't know where my dollar was coming from. Now, shit, I got a car payment, but I got a new car, and I got thousands. So I'm doing okay. You know what I mean? And my head's on right, and I'm only striving to be better. But I definitely want to give a shout out to Aquarius mindset. It's just some things that really rang true in head. It really rang true. You know, sometimes when you know what your problems and your issues are, it's a lot easier on you when you get into that mindset, but then you realize, okay, this really ain't real. Like, I'm just tripping, I'm just snapping. That's what I do. I snap out, and then down the road, I come back to my right mind, and I might fuck shit up because I snap. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you do that, then you know that in the midst of your snapping, this really ain't how I feel. I just lose it sometimes. You can gain control of that thing which tends to railroad you. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to fuck with anyway. Because something ain't go my way. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait on the Lord. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait on Him because He's setting me up for something great. That's one thing God do. He'll set you up for something great. But we as people just don't take advantage of it. You know what I mean? We just don't take advantage of it. So, just taking this time, man, to get back to me, working on me, making a better me, making me a better me. You know what I mean? So, when that thing, that woman, whatever, she walked through the door, I'm gonna be super right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be super right. I'm gonna be up, and there'll be no way she can let me do. You know what I mean? A lot of the time, we don't want to take self-inventory. Some people are just assholes, and you better off without them. But a lot of times, man, you know, some people, they're capable of things. So they take advantage of the things that they're capable of. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's something that we have to do as well. We have to take advantage of the things that we're capable of and do it to the best of our abilities. And that's what I'm trying to do. Stack my money to the motherfucking clouds. So when I throw it up, it has no choice but to rain down. Because it's coming from so high. Yeah. I'm telling you. I'm getting to this money. And nothing else matters. Nothing else is important. Not no going out. Not no outfit. Not no chain. Not no woman. Not nothing. Not my emotions. Not my feelings. Nothing else matters. I gotta get in front of this motherfucking bus. Yes, I do. Holy shit. Yes. Right in front of that fucking bus. Wow. Woo! Baby, he riding with his goddamn hazard lights on. Yeah, man. Nothing else matters but getting the money, man. Getting to the money. That's what matters. So, you know what I mean? I was coming on and it's like a preacher, you know, you look for a topic to preach and talk about, because of some Aquarius mindset said, walking, judging people, and you haven't walked in their shoes, man. You know what I mean? You'll have somebody call somebody all type of names. He's a crackhead. She's a cokehead. She's a dope fiend. He's a faggot. He's an alcoholic. He's gay. You know what I mean? And really judge them, and because it's not smiled upon by society, we will judge and slight, and then when something happens to you, we want sympathy. Shit, what's that chapstick? We want sympathy. We want understanding. We want, you know, people to forgive us when we say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you're right. I gotta do better. I will. And then don't. But I gotta stop doing that, man. I gotta stop doing it. Anyway, you know, until you walk a mile in somebody's shoes, you never know, man, because no one really wants to be a fuck up. I mean, I know people constantly, there are some people that constantly fuck up, but I can't see no one who really wants to be a screw up. You know, but some people make mistakes because when they're faced with a situation, what their brain comes up with to get them out of it is the wrong thing. And because they made a wrong decision, they end up faced with a situation, and then they may become junkie, dope fiend, bum, deadbeat dad, horrible mother. But that's just what people label them because of a decision they made and how it turned out. It ain't because somebody wanted it. Oh, he's a bum. Like, you know, man, he's a bum. He ain't got nothing. He don't want to do nothing. You don't know that. But because of the decision that they made in the heat of the moment and it didn't work, people come by and look over and say, ooh, look at that. That house is ugly. But they don't know that maybe the house just withstood a tornado. You know what I mean? They don't see no other houses out there because the tornado tore all the other houses down. But that one house was built so solidly that it stood up to the tornado. And somebody will ride by and say, ooh, that house is ugly. That house saved somebody's life, but you don't know it because all you doing is ride by making a call. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that's good shit to come up with that on the fly. But we as people, that's what we do. We ride by and we judge, not knowing what that person went through. Man, that dude might have, all he had in his life was his mom. And his mom died, and he made a decision to go to the bar and have his first drink and got drunk and been getting drunk ever since. You know, or I mean, maybe that's not a good example, but like shit happens, you know, life happens to people and it screws them up, it messes them up, or they just make a wrong decision and it costs them, and they have to pay for it the rest of their life because of society judging them. You might be hungry and decide to steal something, get a criminal record. Now you can't get that job you wanted for the rest of your life. You know, you might have wanted to be a cop, but you punched your girlfriend and she put a PFA on you. Made a mistake. Now you can't be a cop ever. You know, like stuff that happens, man, go against you for your whole life, and it's messed up. You know, we as human beings make mistakes. Some you can't come back from, and some you can. But whose job is it to decide which mistake is cool enough to come back from? You know. I drove truck for Coca-Cola, and I kept seeing these cans, and I don't know, man, I think the Monster energy drinks, it's them crazy cans that make people want to try them. You think that's stupid, but I'm telling you, I seen the psychological effect of it because I kept seeing it every day, and I like caramel. I mean, I used to be caramel guy. Anyway, and I just had to try it one day, man. I tried a Mean Bean. Been drinking them ever since, man. That one choice cost me a bunch of money, man. But yeah, choices we make affect us and affect our lives. Some for the good, some for the bad. Some choices that we didn't want to make end up being better for us down the road. Or some things that are forced on us, like going to jail. And then if somebody get out of jail and be like, man, dog, I ain't going back, man. I ain't going back. And then they get a job and don't hustle and never go back to jail. And now their life has changed because they was headed for, maybe somebody was going to kick their door in and rob them. Man, a 16-year-old kid, my man's son, man, 16 years old, man, got shot in the chest at his friend's house. I don't know what happened. The stories is coming out. It was an accident. It was a robbery. Nobody really knows except those are there. But what we do know is that one little kid is dead and the 17-year-old's on the run right now. And it's a whole lot to it, man. And I really don't want to touch it, man, but a 16-year-old kid just lost his life. Where I live at, man, like, I moved away from this, man, and now I'm right back in it, man. And I hate it. That's my next move. I gotta buy a house, man. I got to buy a house. I can't live around this shit no more, man. Like, my man called me and told me what happened. He's like, you ain't here? I'm like, nah. He's like, how you ain't here? Cause, man, I stay in my hole, man. I stay in my little beaver dam. And I don't come out, man, because this is why. This is why, man. Like, I don't want to judge, man. You know what I've been speaking on, but I also don't want to be a fool either. Don't be a fool either. And, man, it's just... there's guns everywhere, man. There's guns everywhere. And the fact that you put a gun in a kid's hand, could you imagine a 9-year-old with a gun and the 9-year-old say, I'm going to shoot you? You're like, no, wait, I'm going to die and then I'll never see you. So what? I'm going to shoot you. And the little kid shoot and blow your head off. That's what it's like with these kids with guns, man. They don't understand eternity. They don't have a concept of time, man. They think 5 years is forever because they only been alive 15 years. You know what I mean? So they ain't understanding how long they gotta go. How long it's gonna be for them when they get in that goddamn jail cell and they gotta do 35 years, 40 years, life. All they know is this little world and they hearing this music, turn up, drill, kill, and get your switch. They give guns a cool name. He up this pipe on them. Like, this shit is crazy, man. Like, motherfucker could be in Utah and come up with a new word for a gun, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man, I got my jacket on me. Keep my jacket. Keep me warm. When I fire that thing up, boy, I get warm. Keep my jacket. And then you'll hear somebody in Podunk, North Dakota talking about, man, I keep my jacket. And he live in a town where there's 200 freaking people. But because of the internet and what he heard coming out of the cities, now they saying that. The word, you could get lingo from New Orleans that the word was made up 2 weeks ago. And now it's all the way in Haberdashery, Wisconsin, where shouldn't even be no gangs, but there's 4 kids saying they bloods because they got access to the internet and social media. And now they up in they pipe. And now they don't even understand. Like, they ain't never even been around 3,000 people in their whole life. But when they go to that prison, they going to be, and they going to find out. It's sad and it's a shame, man. It's sad and it's a shame, real talk, man. But it's the world we live in, man. 16-year-old kid lost his life, man. And the sad part about it, I know his mama, the one that been accused of the killing. I know his mama. I know him. And the kid that died, I know him. And I know his mom and dad. And the mom and dad know each other. You know what I mean? And now it could be a war. It probably won't be, but it could be. Who knows what could happen if one more person loses their life, or 2, or another, somebody ends up in jail behind this on getting their lick back. Like, man. And then you live your life, your whole life, and everything is good, and then all of a sudden one day everything changes. The kid that got murdered, he's gone. It's over for him. That the moment he died, it was over. Now his family got to pick up the pieces. Now everything that went on, the kid that did the killing, if he go to jail, then his brothers and sisters, their life is going to change. They want to take care of him. His mom will be an old lady still going to visit him, remembering when he did what he did at 17. Was on the run for 3-4 months and then got caught, and he been in them folks' care ever since. And they don't care about him. The care they gonna give him is none. And I know the kid accused of it, man, and he honestly, I liked him, man. Every time I see him, man, he rapped to me, "What's up, Maylay? How you doing, man?" Respectful, good kid. But I ain't seen him in a few years. I seen him, he got taller, he got bigger. His dad in the penitentiary. You know what I mean, man? Like, it's a sad thing, man. It's a sad thing, man. But, man, I leave y'all with that, man. It's Maylay all day, and I'll be back.